Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
This is part 3 of our conversation with Gene Bone of Bay Point Golf Club, and talking about Gene's wonderful career, as everything that he won, the various PGA championships, and some of his tour days. So talk a little bit more about your days on the tour, and how many tournaments you say you played with Sam Snead, you played some of the fellows that you were paired with, and then there was a memorable fourth round at the Houston Open, and Gene Bone was the leader and paired with who in the last round?
Oh my goodness sakes, boy, you're going back now. Okay, we had Houston Open 1957. And fortunately, I had the lead after the first round.
What was it like on that first tee? Do you have a couple of people out there?
Well, naturally, being the leader, I'm the first off the tee, and I looked down that first fairway at Memorial in Houston, and they were one of the first courses that started to rope the courses, all the fairways off. And I looked down there, and I see this green patch, but all to the left and right with nothing but people. And I said, how in the world am I going to get between them without hitting them? And as luck had it, I nudged it down the first fairway down the middle, and I know I didn't finish there, but that's how I got off the tee. And I just looked up above and I said, thank Lord I got off the tee.
And how did that round finish up?
Well, I ended up shooting 78 the last round, and of course Arnold went ahead and won it. He shot 68, I believe, and I ended up tied for fifth with, I think, Mike Suchak, which was the best tournament that I ever had at that time on the tour, and I was happy, but yet, needless to say, I certainly need a little more experience, but it was a great thrill.
You were a young guy from Pontiac, Michigan, and played municipal, played the Pontiac Muni. That was only about a block or so from your home, and you get out there, and suddenly you're playing with all of these big names. Were you pretty much awed? How did they treat you?
Well, they treat you great. They didn't. I stayed out of the way, I guess, in a way. I didn't want to bother them, but I try to learn what you can, and when you make a cut, that's when you learn how to play. By making the cuts, when you learn how to play. Now you get to play with somebody who's got your same score. So it could be anybody. It could be Arnold, could be Jack, could be Mike, or anybody. So that's how you learn when you get to play those last two rounds.
Do you think the game has changed a lot from those days?
Oh, absolutely. There were great players then, but there seem to be good players now. There's quite a few. Anybody that enters now, it seems they all can play. There's more people playing the game, and people coming out of college and have progressed, and there's more and more of them, and they're excellent players now. That I marvel at the scores they shoot now. It's hard to. I couldn't imagine the scores they're shooting now back when I played.
Now, did you have a guru, and did you have a psychologist, and did you have a personal trainer, and did you have all of those in your entourage back in those days?
Well, the only entourage I had was me and my wife and family. That's all I had. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have any chauffeurs. I didn't have any assistants. I just dug in and I try to learn what I can by myself.
How did you have any teacher when you were growing up, or how did you pick up the game? How did you learn it?
Oh, I started caddying, at the Pontiac Municipal, where I lived about a block from the course, and I just picked it up myself, watched the good amateurs play, and as luck had it, I had a little more ability to some people, and seemed to make it fit my situation pretty good, and I learned pretty easily. Every day, I'm pretty lucky that I had that kind of skill, and I just hit balls all the time. That's all.
What do you feel was your strength?
Well, back in my younger days, I was a pretty good putter, and a few of the fellows around there would call me Little Poison, because evidently at the young age, you don't know how it is to miss, and all you think about getting it in, and you didn't think about nothing else. And I guess that's the secret to good putting. So if you worry too much about it, usually you have trouble.
You played the tour 4 years and then came back to Michigan. How did that go?
Well, let's see. I played the 1 year, and felt that it wasn't my sponsors. They wanted me to continue, but I think that I had missed my family quite a bit, and a youngster. So I felt that's a tough life out there, and there was not much money as there is now, and that was a tough life out there, and I didn't think that was for my makeup, and so I decided to return to the club pro business, and which I have.
Now, when you came back and got into being the club pro's life, that seemed like your game really picked up then, and you were a dominant figure here in Michigan golf at a time when Walter Berkemo was still playing. Mike Suchak was the pro at Oakland Hills, and you won the Michigan Open successive years, 1965, 66. You won the PGA championship. You won virtually everything. What were those days like?
Well, for a couple of years there, things seemed to work pretty good. I was more at ease. I don't think I was trying as hard, trying to win all the time. Not that that's not bad, but maybe you can go over the edge a little bit, and I seemed more relaxed and had a different attitude for whatever reasons, and putts started going in, and next thing you know, I had a couple good seasons here, which was very nice, and enjoyed the tournament golf. I always enjoyed tournament golf, but you only enjoy it best when you're playing respectable. Not too happy when you're not doing too good. We know about that, don't we?
Well, that's my career. Well, it's been terrific talking with Gene Bone, a member of the Michigan Golf Hall of Fame, winner of practically everything that was up for grabs during his career as a professional, and a longtime pro here at Bay Point Golf Club, and one of the nicest people in Michigan golf.
Won the Michigan Open. Jim Gittleman here, the amateur, low amateur, and that was my first Michigan Open trophy. The next one here, we have a foursome of taking the Tam O'Shanter Country Club. On the left, of course, fellow that I always admired was Gordon Smith, and his amateur partner was Bob Babish from Detroit Golf Club, and myself and a member from Tam O'Shanter. We were playing partner in the State Pro-Am at Tam O'Shanter Country Club. I wanted to mention this one here. I signed a contract with U.S. Royal to play their golf ball. I received $1,000, but a good friend of mine, Ken Venturi, of course, I found out in his book, he got $20,000.